So here's something that I figured I'd talk about. I don't know. So this woman kind of is. It's not a woman. It's a guy. Some creep. So there's something going on with the police, and there's a story behind the situation. Now they showed up, and there's three of them, and I don't know. Like I've been in this store, so I just bought like one item out of Target, and everything seemed pretty okay. Like when I went and bought this one item, I would say I was in there for maybe about 10 minutes. So I go to the bathroom before I leave, and within that amount of time, like three police officers show up. But that's not even the best part. So an employee gang stalker was also waiting right by the door of the bathroom, so that so that when I came out, he was just there. Now I don't know if he was thinking I would react badly to him, and then the police would be here to just go ahead and take me away if that were to happen. Now I don't know. I mean, but they're here, and I'm trying to figure out why they're here. So and then I got this guy, this nut job. You can kind of see him around the corner. So all that happened at like, and and we're trying to figure out like what's going on with them. But this is why, if I was not a Christian, and if I did not believe in what I call good guy God, this would be a very different situation with me. Because the world teaches us a different way, and I kind of feel like, because I hear people always saying that we could still be good people even without God, and I think if you're like unexceptional, or if you're just like a nobody, you might have that option. If you're a somebody, even if you don't want to be a somebody, you're not going to be a good guy without God. Because not if you know people, not if you're disadvantaged. Like because the world is full of petty people and small people, and they know they got this crap lot, like they're losers. So these people were born losers, so they had to go in their entire life trying to claw their way up, because they were disadvantaged from birth. Genetically they're disadvantaged. They're not smart, they're not attractive, and they never had anything going for them. So that's why when you see gang stalkers, I mean, to be fair to the gang stalkers, like if a gang stalker doesn't believe in God and he was disadvantaged in every element of life, then he's figuring, well, I have to be a monster in order to get anywhere, and I have to join a gang in order to have support, and ethics hold me back. So, if I was ethical, if I was decent, that holds me back because I was, disadvantaged. Like, so it's just like why weak people have to join gangs in the first place. Well, weak people have to join gangs because they need the support. Because they can't do anything on their own. Because they're not good enough to accomplish anything on their own. And that's where the groups come in. So they join a gang because they have to join a gang. They can't accomplish anything by themselves. They really can't. They already know they can't. They're like, well, I'm dumb, I'm unattractive. What would I use in order to get anywhere? I mean, they don't have the tools to go anywhere. That's why these people will basically be puppets. If you're a puppet with a purpose. So they have to cheat. They have to find somebody who has things going for them and steal. And it's like you have to steal from people who have more than you have. So there's a logic to it. So this guy, or using him for an example, this guy is looking at himself like, I will never accomplish anything. So what I have to do is find somebody who will accomplish something and take from him, or work against him in order to get something or get somewhere in life. So it's a very simple equation. People who have nothing going for them need to do this in order to survive because they don't have anything going for them. But that's the vast majority of people. So we would consider them, societal wise, we would consider them unexceptional. Meaning that they don't really, no one notices them. They don't matter in the grand scheme, the grand calculus, to use kind of like a Dr. Strange metaphor. In the grand calculus of the universe, they're at the bottom. And I think that that influences how they see everything in life. So they don't have the luxury of being good people because they have nothing going for them, and they figure, well, this is my ticket. So I don't, as far as me having stuff going for me, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I mean, I think that the people tell me that I have things going for me with the gang stalking. So they tell that to me. That's why they're obsessed with me. So I would kind of just put these two things together and come up with that reach that conclusion, by analyzing all the facts. So the police are here. I don't know why the police are here. I mean, the police, why people have good opinions of the police. The police they're normal, unexceptional people with a job. They weren't chosen by God. They weren't chosen by God. They were chosen by this corrupt system. They're just people with a position that any idiot could get. Any idiot could be a cop. Any idiot could be a cop. I mean, I'm just saying. So I'm not trying to be foul. I'm just saying that they're just unexceptional, normal, regular, dumbass people who got a job and figure now I'm better than that. But going back to the point I want to make. The system is run by these type of people, which is why we're always on the defensive, because the system is run by unexceptional people. And they promote themselves in their mind, and they promote themselves by saying that I dedicated my life to controlling people because I needed to, because I had nothing going for me. And now I feel empowered or great. So while people who have stuff going for them don't feel the need to even do that, because why would anyone who has something going for them feel the need to control people in the first place? So your mind isn't even there. You don't feel the need to do that. You have something to fall back on. You can say, well, I'm really good at such and such or whatever. You got this life that you could just live peacefully and not really feel the need to try to prove yourself to the whole world or anything along those lines. I mean, or at least not in this way. I mean, everybody wants to prove something as far as career goals. Like if you want to make a career out of something, you got to kind of prove yourself so that people know that you're capable. But in life, they have to prove that they aren't the POSs that they are. And they spend their life trying to control and manipulate people in order to prove that. That's why they say that antisocial people were created out of trauma and out of insecurity. They were created out of insecurity. These people, in their mind, were always lesser than the average person. And they developed a psychological defense against that, which made them into who they are. So my enemies out here, deep inside, are kids who are aware of the fact that they are unexceptional, and they have to suppress that. So that's why these type of people do so much. Especially just like people who haven't accomplished anything and never will. And then we have the sociopaths, like the ones up top, and they cheated because they couldn't get anywhere if they played fairly. Playing fairly was never going to work out. If you're going to play fairly, you got to be smart. You don't have to be smart to cheat. You have to be smart to win fairly. So if you were cheating, you don't really have to be good at anything. I mean, you could just cheat, not play by rules. So I think that the people who can actually play by the rules and win are the better. The people who are better at what they do. So I kind of feel like it's pretty simple when you think about it. And like I said, with I'm just curious if they drag somebody out in handcuffs or whatever, but they play like little games. And you notice they got the gang stalker with his hand out the window. But these type of people, so I think that in the end, it's like if you're not Christian, if you don't believe in good guy God, at some point you're just gonna figure the world out and figure you're doing things wrong. I mean, it's gonna be that simple in my mind. You're not winning by being a good person, because the criminals, the people who are just at the bottom, are cutthroat and ruthless. I mean, you're gonna figure that out and just be like, well, I'm not gonna get anywhere like this. You know, and they have numbers too, and they have like this advantage from the numbers, like because they get with other people who are kind of just on their level, and they form gangs, and we get into all this negativity. So, you know, that's why, you know, when I deal with these people, I'd say I could teach people how to deal with people unchristian like if I wanted them to be successful in the world. But since I don't believe that God, you know, there's no God, I don't believe that, I wouldn't teach that. But technically I could teach people that you do have to, you can't really get away with being like, you know, the good guy, quote unquote, if you have anything going for you. Because parasites, lowlifes, and unexceptional people, first off, are going to be jealous. They're going to be jealous. They're going to hate on you for just the fact they're jealous, or they're going to want to control you. I mean, it's just the way the world works. So I'm like, well, you're going to have to meet that. And, you know, I don't know, like your best bet might be to just be ruthless or aggressive with them and kind of just, you know, have like a whole different attitude. But I'm going to go ahead and close, and then I will pick back up if the police decide to drag somebody out.